Picture this. April 14th, 1912. The grandest ship ever built. The RMS Titanic is slicing through the icy black waters of the North Atlantic. It's a floating palace, a marvel of engineering, and it's traveling at nearly full speed. All day long, warnings about icebergs had been crackling over the wireless radio, but none of them slowed the ship down. Confidence was just that high. Then, at 11:40 p.m., the unthinkable happens. A lookout in the crow's nest spots a massive shape looming directly ahead. A mountain of ice. The bell rings out, the phone in the bridge jangles, and the chilling words are passed. Iceberg right ahead. First Officer William Murdoch immediately gives the command, hard to starboard. This meant turning the ship's wheel all the way to the left to try and swing the ship's bow away from the danger. But then, a second critical decision was made in that split second. Murdoch also ordered the engines to be put into reverse. On the surface, this seems like the most logical thing to do, right? You see danger, you hit the brakes. It was standard procedure for the time. However, this one action may have sealed the Titanic's fate. Reversing the massive propellers created a huge disturbance in the water around the stern, which significantly reduced the effectiveness of the rudder. Essentially, by trying to stop, they crippled their ability to turn. The ship became sluggish, less responsive, just when it needed to be most agile. The Titanic was so colossal, so immense that it couldn't turn on a dime. The bow began to swing away from the iceberg, and for a heart-stopping moment, it looked like they might just clear it. But it wasn't enough. The ship didn't hit the iceberg head-on, which, ironically, might have been better. A head-on collision would have crumpled the bow, but likely kept the ship afloat. Instead, the Titanic scraped along the submerged, jagged edge of the ice. It wasn't a dramatic, explosive gash like you see in the movies. It was more subtle, more insidious. The iceberg popped rivets and created a series of smaller holes and breaches along the starboard side, spanning across 5 of the ship's 16 watertight compartments. Think of it like an ice cube tray. You can fill 1 or 2 sections with water and the tray is fine. But if you start pouring water into 5 or 6 sections at once, it's going to overflow and sink. The Titanic was designed to stay afloat with up to 4 of its forward compartments flooded. But 5? That was the tipping point. The weight of the water in the front pulled the bow down, allowing water to spill over the tops of the watertight bulkheads into the next compartment, and then the next in a domino effect. Within minutes of the collision, the ship's designers knew the truth. The unsinkable ship was doomed. It had, at most, a couple of hours left. So what if that one decision had been different? What if the engines hadn't been reversed? Naval architects and historians have run countless simulations. Many believe that if the ship had maintained its forward momentum, the rudder would have had much more authority. The turn would have been sharper, faster. It's possible the Titanic could have missed the iceberg entirely. Or, if it still hit, perhaps the damage would have been less severe, affecting fewer compartments. We'll never know for sure, but it's a haunting what if. The sinking of the Titanic wasn't just a story of an iceberg. It was a story of human decisions, of overconfidence, and of technology pushed to its limits. The tragedy sent shockwaves across the globe and forever changed the world of maritime travel. In the aftermath, everything was re-examined. Lifeboat regulations were completely overhauled, ensuring there were enough seats for every single person on board. 24-hour radio watches became mandatory on all passenger ships, so that distress calls would never again go unheard. And in 1914, the International Ice Patrol was established to monitor iceberg dangers in the North Atlantic, a service that continues to this day. The legacy of the Titanic is not just a tale of loss and disaster. It's a powerful lesson in humility and the importance of safety. It reminds us that even the most advanced technology is vulnerable, and that sometimes the most catastrophic outcomes are not caused by a single, dramatic event, but by a chain of seemingly small decisions made in the dark. Thanks for watching, and if you found this look into history interesting, please like and subscribe for more.